I don't know who will see this, and at this point, I honestly don't care who will see this. My main purpose is just to help people. And if I can prevent someone from hurting or making the same mistakes that I made as a young woman, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. There's always a price to pay when you're disobedient, and I was always headstrong, and in some ways, I still am. But I've learned to be quick to listen and slow to speak because everything doesn't need my input. I was reflecting on something that I read. There is a way that seems right, but in the end, it's death. You meet all kinds of people, and I seem to run into people that love to live in the past. I don't know if I'm attracting them to myself because I think about my past and my past mistakes a lot. I don't know, but I do know that nothing happens by coincidence or by accident. I honestly believe as you walk through life, you meet the people that you were assigned to or they were assigned to you. It's just like that. But if I can't help someone, I back away. It is not my intention to hurt anyone with my words or with my actions. It's just not. But I also know that a hit dog hollers. There's a lot of self-righteous people that run around in the world. And you don't have to be a part of the church world to be self-righteous. No, you can be an ordinary, everyday person. And you can be approached by everyday, ordinary people. And what I find, because people tell on themselves, they tell on themselves all the time. They try to present one face to you. But if you're a person that studies people, you will realize there's more to the story. Like there's more to this person than they're presenting. We're all like that. We never show everything about ourselves in the beginning. We just don't do that. If you're a person with my personality, you have to warm up to people. I've always been that way. And I've missed out on missing some really good people because of my cautious or my overly cautious nature. But then the way I think, I can't miss what I don't have or never had. I just don't. I operate with what I do have. And what I have in me are a lot of lessons that would actually help someone else not to make the same mistake or mistakes. And I've made a lot that I have. And some mistakes you can get over and, just move on with your life. But some mistakes leave scars. Scars that you have to look at every day. They're not visible to the naked eye. Some scars are on our bodies. Some scars are in our spirit or in our soul. Like that one thing that you just can't shake. I deal with that a lot, and I never want to come across as negative, but when I reflect like this, I'm not always cutting up and acting silly. I'm just talking. And maybe in some small way, I can make a difference in somebody's life. That's all I want to do. Like when you meet someone and, your heart might leap, you're thinking, oh, this is the one. He's the one or she's the one, because men or women could be listening to this. And then you start to notice little things. You start to notice little things that don't agree with your spirit. And a lot of times we overlook faults and say, oh, that's just a quirk of theirs. And, because you want to love people the way they are. But then there are some people that just make it so hard because they're not very likable. I was a person, I made it hard for you to like me because I would make sure I turned you off in some way because I was afraid to get too close to people. Early on in my life, I lost 3 good friends back to back. By the time I was, 22, or before I was 23, I had lost three good friends. And that made me even more standoffish. I mean, they died suddenly. My best friend, her name was Barbara. We met in the ninth grade. And outside of family, I didn't have a lot of female friends. I met her family. I mean, just good people. And we were good friends. And we stayed best friends until I left to go into the Army. And she would always write to me. She was a good friend. She was that friend that held me accountable. She was that friend that wouldn't let me get away with doing dumb stuff. Or when I did dumb stuff, she would call me on it. I miss Barbara because she was truly a good friend. And then once I left and I got in the Army, I met a lady named Dee. We were the same age. Dee was raised in the islands, but she was an American citizen. Her father was transferred there when she was a little girl. So she spoke with an accent because she was around people that spoke with a St. Thomas accent. Anyway, Dee was quiet. Where Dee was quiet, I was loud and boisterous. And I still am in some ways. We were the perfect people to be friends because we were complete opposites. And she never let me get away with anything. I would tell her all my deep, dark secrets. And she never judged me. She didn't hold that against me. But I had very destructive habits. I mean, thank God for grace and mercy, because if I didn't change and if I didn't have people like that in my life to hold me accountable, I wouldn't be sitting looking at a phone, looking out the window, talking to people I don't know, probably never meet, because I'd be dead. And I think of the three friends, Dee was the last one to die. Barbara was, because she died in 1987. But it was just, it just took me for a loop. And then to have those back-to-back deaths, it caused me to go within myself again. I didn't want nothing to do with anybody outside of my family. I was just so afraid that the next person I befriended, that something was going to happen to them, so I would push people away. But some of the people I was pushing away, God was sending to me to help heal me. So I could share with you now. I'm still here, so obviously I'm going to always share. Now, I might make up some stuff to make you laugh, but I'm not going to lie to you. It will be based or hidden in some type of truth that I've experienced. But just be careful of who you connect with, and also be careful of who you push away. I'm just sitting here thinking on a Sunday, I can't change the past, but I can change my future. And you can too. So don't get upset when people hold your past against you. They still live there. They don't want you to move, but you've moved on. And you've grown in leaps and bounds. Some people can't take that. They want you to stay beneath them. They want you to be who they think you are. God didn't call you to be a clone to anybody. And if he wanted you to be exactly like someone else, you would have been an identical twin. I don't see very many of those. So just remain true to yourself. And if there's something about yourself that you can change, work on that. Work on that. But you're not beholden to anyone. And I plan to use this year of 2021 speaking the truth in love, sharing stories that could possibly help someone or save someone's life. I mean, I'm still here, so got to do something. Anyway, God bless you, and happy Sunday.